Envoy Cellier Ven stepped through the airlock into the human embassy annex. "Initiate standard gravity and force compliance audit," he announced to his datapad. His 4 manipulators tapped protocols into the device. Coalition regulations demanded it for any Lightworlder outpost. Captain Mara Kincaid waited at the corridor junction. She saluted crisply. "Envoy Ven, tour starts here." Safety gear on. Cellier adjusted his exosuit seals. Humans baffled him. Fragile frames, no natural armor, yet they colonized vacuum-hardened stations. "Compliance first. Verify all shutters, lifts, and bulkheads against force limits." Kincaid nodded. "Follow me." She led him down the main access tube. Cargo bays hummed on both sides. The station's spin gravity pulled at Cellier's limbs. 1.2 G, standard for Coalition hubs. A clunk echoed ahead. The tour routes, cargo shutter jammed halfway open. Red lights pulsed. "Blocked," Kincaid said. She punched the override panel. Nothing. Cellier consulted his pad. "Protocol summon maintenance drone. Force exceedance risks audit failure." Kincaid glanced at the blockage. A fused actuator, half-ton pallet wedged inside. Tour group waited behind, Dockmaster Row 10 and a cluster of aides.
Row 10 tapped his comm.
"Drone Ada, 20 minutes. Backup route adds 2 hours." "Can't wait," Kincaid said. She gripped the shutter's lower edge, braced her feet, muscles bunched under her uniform. Cellier froze. "Captain!" Rated lift capacity 300 kilos. "Human maximum." She heaved. The shutter groaned.
Metal screeched.
The pallet shifted. Kincaid grunted once, then yanked. The entire assembly, shutter frame and cargo, rose a full meter. Clear passage yawned open. The corridor erupted in alarms, klaxons wailed. "Industrial hazard event detected," the station AI blared. "Force violation in Sector 7B. Unauthorized structural breach. Lockdown initiated." Bulkheads slammed shut behind them. Red emergency lights bathed the tube. Cellier's pad buzzed with alerts. Force sensors pegged the event at 1,200 kilos, 4 times human safety limits. Roten stared, his crest flattening in shock. "That registered as sabotage. AI's flagging it as violence." Kincaid dusted her hands. Cleared the jam. "Tour resumes?" She stepped forward like it was routine drill. Cellier's manipulators trembled. "Humans lifted that barehanded?" The species needed harnesses and servos for half the load. "Captain, explain." "Your physiology. Adrenaline helps," she said flatly. "We train for it." Stations calibrated for multi-species averages. Our skew low on paper. Row 10 overrode the nearest panel. "Stand down, AI. False positive manual clearance authorized." The alarms quieted. Bulkheads hissed open. He eyed Kincaid.
"Next time, call me first."
"But efficient." The tour pushed on. Cellier trailed, datapad forgotten. "Humans as Lightworlders? Misclassified. Their normal shattered Coalition metrics." Director Othric Jal commented in mid-tour. His image flickered on Cellier's pad. Opulent robe, stern glare. "Then!" "Reports of human assault on station infrastructure." "Escalate to sanctions?" Cellier hesitated. Jal thrived on conference room threats, not field data. Director, context. Jammed shutter. Human liaison cleared it manually. "No damage? Manually?" Jal's frills flared. "That's covert strength enhancement, militarization disguised as embassy ops. Demand full physiological scans." Roten snorted over the line. He'd patched in. "Y'all, your sanctions would halt my docs. That human just saved 2 hours of downtime. Metrics approve." Jal sputtered. "Dockmaster, you're compromised." "Then, file the revision request now." Cellier ducked into a side alcove as the group moved ahead. He activated his secure diary. Personal log. Solstice Station. Cycle 47. Humans defy classification. Observed Captain Kincaid exert 1200 kgr force. Bare manipulators, no augmentation. Station AI interpreted as violent breach. Initial assessment, Lightworlders, low threat. Revised high-resilience species. Capable of improvised feats under pressure that exceed engineered norms. Request immediate protocol update. Recalibrate human interaction guidelines. Treat as variable threat vectors, not fragile outliers. Collaboration potential immense if we adapt faster than they break our assumptions. Director Jal pushes sanctions. Recommend defer. Human competence integrates, doesn't dominate. Further observation required. He transmitted the entry. Coalition oversight would chew on it for cycles. Kincaid called from ahead. Envoy? Fuel depot next. Lifts there too. Want a demo? Cellier pocketed the pad. His crest rose in reluctant awe. Humans didn't argue protocols. They tested them. Roten clapped Kincaid's shoulder. First non-human gesture of reliance, Cellier noted. Show us your routine again sometime. Y'all's comm cut out, silenced by the data. But as they approached the depot, Cellier's pad pinged. Incoming. Coalition emergency directive. Human anomaly confirmed. Quarantine embassy until full audit. Lockdown loomed larger. Cellier gripped his calm. One human strength had ignited a galactic fuse. Cellier then aligned the Coalition delegation in the docking bay's greeting alcove. He raised his crest high. Captain Kincaid, we initiate low-contact protocol. Four-limb salute at 10 centimeters. No pressure exchange. Captain Mara Kincaid nodded from the human shuttle ramp. Her liaison uniform hung crisp over broad shoulders. She mirrored the gesture, palm open. Noted, envoy. Your protocols, our compliance. The line advanced smoothly. Cellier documented each salute on his pad. Timestamps, bioscans, 0 incidents. Director Othrekjal loomed at the rear. His status frills flared. Dockmaster Roten flanked him, optic scanning cargo manifests on a wrist display. A Coalition aide broke formation. Lirak Voss, junior from Jal's staff, scuttled forward. Envoy, this insults our guests. Humans offer the true handshake in all records. I insist. Cultural parity demands it. Cellier tensed. Negative, aide Voss. Human grip strength exceeds Coalition norms by factors. Low contact only. Voss ignored him. He thrust his manipulator toward Kincaid. Captain, honor us with authenticity. Kincaid paused mid-salute. Her gray eyes assessed Voss's slender wrist joint. You sure? Our standard grip can be firm. Affirmative, Voss clamped down. A sharp crack echoed. Voss yelped. His wrist flexed backward at an unnatural angle, dislocated socket, ligaments torn. Cellier lunged. Med unit now! Kincaid didn't flinch. She pinned Voss's forearm steady with her free hand. Easy. Breathe through it. Her voice stayed level. She radioed her shuttle. Doc, wrist dislocation, Coalition physiology. Prep sling and neuroblock. To Voss, on 3, pop it back. One Voss screamed on 1. Kincaid twisted with controlled force. The joint clicked into place. Voss sagged, gasping. 2, Kincaid finished dryly. She supported his weight, one-armed. Med team's 30 seconds out. Hold position. The greeting line froze. Jowl's frills quivered. This is assault. Human weaponized contact. Escalation protocol. Roten powered down his display. Quiet, Director. Human stabilized him faster than our auto docks. Cellier activated his secure recorder. The pad hovered, capturing holovid strain metrics, audio. Kincaid continued the diplomatic brief without pause. Fuel depot integration complete. Your lifts sync with our loaders at 98% efficiency. Next. Cargo protocols. Med drones word in. They scanned Voss. Injected stabilizer. Kincaid released him gently. Report symptoms if they flare. Voss clutched his sling, crest flat in shock. You reduced the injury mid-grip. How? Routine field medicine, Kincaid said. Keeps ops moving. Serial sealed the log. Incident classified diplomatic near miss. All personnel, ban unsupervised physical greetings. Authorize only padded proxies or null contact henceforth. Jail stormed forward. Envoy Ven. One routine gesture fractures a Coalition citizen. This registers as covert aggression. I demand embassy quarantine, full audit before further exchange. Roten snorted steam from his vents. Director, that aggression fixed a safety violation you ignored. Human cleared our jammed bay hatch yesterday. Manual override, no tools. Metrics improved 15%. Kincaid tilted her head. Dockmaster, about that hatch. Your seals need recalibration for microvibrations. I can demo the torque spec later. Roten extended a manipulator. Not a grip, but a nod of alliance. Accepted. Station thanks you. Cellier stepped between Jal and Kincaid. His pad pinged Coalition Central. Preliminary data upload. Director, review the logs. Human force, calibrated response, not assault. Wrist torque peaked at 45 newtons. hers post-stabilization. Voss initiated. Jal scanned the holo feed. His frills wilted slightly. Irrelevant. Optics matter. Galactic Council sees fracture, not fix. Push sanctions now or we lose leverage. Cellier lowered his voice. Leverage builds on competence, not fear. Observe, Kincaid maintains schedule despite crisis. Our protocols fracture under less. The group reconvened around the Bay console. Kincaid projected station schematics. Priority fuel depot lifts. Coalition models overload at 800 kilogram. Ours handle 1,500 routine. Row 10 leaned in. Demonstrate. We've got a stalled pallet now. 2 tons frozen servos. Jal hissed. Unsupervised demos risk repeat incidents. Kincaid glanced at Cellier. And voice call. Cellier hesitated. His crest flickered. Protocol screamed halt, but data whispered potential. Supervised only. Low-risk vectors. They moved to the depot. Kincaid approached the pallet. No exosuit. Bare hands gripped the locking bar. Muscles coiled under her uniform. She heaved. The pallet groaned free. 1, 2, 0, 0, K-Guy shifted smooth as cargo silk. Station AI blared. Load anomaly, manual override detected. Row 10 checked readouts. Clear. Jal's comm buzzed. He answered, then paled. Central confirms, human baseline exceeds models. But Directorate flags as militarization proxy. Cellier ducked into a side alcove. He activated his secure diary. Personal log, Solstice Station, Cycle 47. Humans defy classification. Observed Captain Kincaid exert 1,200 kilogram force. Bare manipulators, no augmentation. Station AI interpreted as violent breach. Initial assessment, Lightworlders, low threat. Revised high-resilience species, capable of improvised feats under pressure that exceed engineered norms. Request immediate protocol update. Recalibrate human interaction guidelines. Treat as variable threat vectors, not fragile outliers. Collaboration potential immense. If we adapt faster than they break our assumptions. Director Jal pushes sanctions. Recommend defer. Human competence integrates, doesn't dominate. Further observation required. He transmitted. Kincaid called from ahead. Envoy? Field depot next? Lifts there too. Want a demo? Envoy then. Director Jal's voice crackled over the comlink. Emergency session. Cargo ring hub. Now. Cellier froze mid-step. Kincaid paused ahead. Pallet balanced effortlessly on her shoulder. Row 10 waved them through the depot gate. Cellier tapped his wrist node. Acknowledged. Kincaid lowered the load with a gentle thud. Trouble? Director Jal. Oversight summons. Cellier crested his frill in unease. Proceed to fuel depot. I'll join post-session. She nodded. Copy. Keep it data-driven. Cellier hurried through the station's humming corridors. Coalition banners fluttered in recycled air. His claws clicked on graded floors. Jal's accusations loomed human displays as intimidation. The hub chamber doors hissed open. Hollow screens flickered with council feeds. Jal stood at the central dais, his scales polished to a gleam. 5 oversight aides flanked him, nodes blinking in sync. Envoy Ven, Jal barked. Your lax protocols invite disaster. Human Captain Kincaid's pallet lift. 1,200 kg manual force. Station AI flagged it as assault vector. Cellier stepped to the projection field. Data logs hovered. Force readings, stress metrics, all green. Director, the lift succeeded. No damage. Row 10 cleared it. Jal's tail lashed. Casual displays. Bare hands-on industrial loads. This is covert intimidation. Humans mask militarization as routine. Solstice Station logs show pattern. Improvised repairs, endurance feats. They're probing our defenses. Aides murmured assent. 1 projected Sims, human forms scaled to coalition heavies, crushing bulkheads. Cellier countered. Speculation, not data. Models underestimated humans. Kincaid's action integrated seamlessly. Recommend controlled demonstration. Strength and safety, supervised. Replace fear with metrics. Jal's eyes narrowed. You defend them? I document. Schedule demo, cargo ring annex, cycle 48. Join oversight. Transparent feeds. Jal hesitated. Council pinged approval. Protocol favored evidence. Approved. But failure means sanctions. Humans confined pending review. Sailor exited the hub. His node buzzed. Kincaid's acceptance. Demo set. Joint safety oversight. No edits. No spins. Row 10 cosines.
Relief crested his frill. Data would bridge the gap.
2 cycles later, the annex thrummed with prep crews. Celia arrived first.
Rig towered, 2-ton test pallet, locked-in grav clamps.
Holocams orbited.
Row 10 calibrated sensors. Envoy.
Row 10 gripped his arm. Rig solid. Multi-species specs. Humans exceed? We'll log it fair. Jal watched from the observation booth, aides clustered. Kincaid strode in, uniform crisp, toolkit slung low. Captain, Sailor said, oversight demands proof. Lift the pallet. Slow, controlled, sensors capture all. Kincaid scanned the rig. Joint check first. She waved row 10 over. They circled the frame. Kincaid tapped welds. Row 10 pinged ultrasonics. Clear? Override safeties? She asked. Row 10 nodded. Manual release. Your call. Kincaid gripped the bar. Muscles tensed under sleeves. She exhaled. The pallet rose, steady, 2 tons floating like foam. Station AI chimed. Load nominal. Stress 0.4%. Crowd hushed. Jaw leaned forward. Then, a screech. Clamp bolts sheared. Pallet lurched sideways. Alarms wailed. Cellier lunged. Abort. Kincaid didn't drop it. She pivoted, muscles bulging, and slammed the pallet onto emergency buffers. Sparks flew, but it held. Row 10 barked into comms. Annex secure. What? Deeper groan echoed. Cargo ring shuddered. Lights flickered. Cascade failure. AI blared. Sector 7 integrity breach. Evasive protocols. Cellier grabbed a stanchion. Bulkheads groaned. Hollow screens shattered Jal's booth glass. Sabotage! Jal yelled, scrambling out. Humans rigged it. Kincaid ignored him. She vaulted the rig, toolkit snapping open. Row 10? Fault lines? Ring spokes shearing? Fuel lines next. Cellier followed her dash to the access panel. Viewports showed outer ring twisting, cargo pods swinging wild. Kincaid pried the panel. Wires sparked. Tamper marks, bolts filed halfway. Row 10 patched in. Confirmed. Saboteurs hit clamps, ring torque spiking. Celia logged furiously. Who? Jal's aides. No time. Kincaid yanked conduits. Manual bypass. Envoy. Brace that strut. Celia wedged his frame against the vibrating beam. Kincaid rewired fast, fingers blurring. Sparks bit her skin. She didn't flinch. Power shunt live. She slapped the panel shut. Rings stabilized. Pods locked. Alarms silenced. Silence fell. Jal burst in, scales ashen. You stabilized it? Kincaid wiped sweat. Improvised fix. Your saboteurs nearly vented the ring. Row 10 cross-checked logs. Tamper trace, Jal's oversight node access. Aid Krell. Jal deflated. Impossible. Sailor faced him. Data doesn't lie. Humans saved the station. Kincaid shrugged. Routine maintenance.
Row 10 clapped her shoulder. First alien contact.
Det noted. Human baseline exceeds models. Integrate, don't sanction. Jal slunk away. Comms buzzing with council retreat. Cellier activated his diary. Log. Cycle 48. Sabotage exposed human resilience. Under pressure, they don't escalate. They mend. Respect earned. Protocols update. Humans as allies, not threats. A new alarm pinged. Distant docking clamps. Unscheduled vessel inbound. Signatures unknown. Kincaid glanced at viewports. Friends of the saboteurs? Cellier crested high. The real test accelerated. Klaxons wailed. The viewport shattered with vibration as the unscheduled vessel rammed the outer clamps. Cellier Van gripped his console. Hull stress indicators spiked red across the cargo ring. Impact vector off by 30 degrees, Row 10 barked over comms. Ring gyros failing. Tension lines snapping. Evacuate sectors 12 through 15. Kincaid bolted for the access hatch. Not without the bystanders. Envoy with me. Sailor crested in alarm. His crests flushed violet. Protocol demanded quarantine. But cargo ring collapse meant civilian deaths. He overrode the lockdown with trembling claws. Access granted, bypassing seals. Bulkheads groaned as they sprinted into the failing ring. Air howled through microfractures. Pods swung like pendulums, cables whipping. A dozen station workers clung to struts, scales pale.
Line 1 severed,
Kincaid shouted. The massive tension cable thrashed, frayed ends sparking plasma. It slashed toward the bystanders. Cellular logged mid-stride, optic implant whirring. Human baseline, 0G agility unmodeled. Kincaid dove. She seized the whipping cable end with both hands, muscles corded under her uniform. The line bucked, 5 tons of inertial force. She planted her boots against the bulkhead spar, anchoring it raw. Row 10 patched through. Power reroute, live in 10. "Hold it, human!" Kincaid gritted teeth, Sparks bit her gloves. The cable ground against her grip, fibers shredding. She didn't yield. Bystanders scrambled past, safe. Cellier wedged beside her, claws slipping on the strut. His frame shook. G-forces tripled his mass. Strength metrics exceedingly alloy tolerances. 9, 8, row 10 counted. Sweat beaded on Kincaid's brow. She twisted her body, leveraging hip and shoulder. The cable stabilized inch by inch. "Power shunt engaged," row 10 yelled. Magnetic clamps hummed. The line locked. Pods halted their deadly swing. Kincaid released. Her palms smoked. She flexed fingers. Secure. "What's next?" Cellier exhaled. "One crisis down." But readouts screamed. Cargo spindle drifting. The massive rotating arm, laden with fuel cells, veered toward the ring's shear plane. Collision in 60 seconds. "Spindle torque imbalance," row 10 reported. "Thrusters offline. It'll slice the ring clean." Kincaid scanned debris. "Scrap leverage. Envoy, your multi-tool, pry that girder loose." Cellier passed it. His claws fumbled the weight. Humans improvised where coalition engineered. She wedged the girder into a service rail, forming a makeshift fulcrum, then hauled station scrap, twisted plating, hydraulic struts into a brace. Her shoulders strained. Metal groaned. Cellier braced the far end. The spindle loomed, blotting the stars. Vibration rattled his bones. Kincaid heaved. The improvised lever bit into the spindle mount. She poured force back arching, legs pistoning, scrap bent but held. The spindle inched back, realigning. 10 seconds to shear, row 10 warned. "Faster," Kincaid growled. She shifted grip, using body weight as counter-torque. The spindle ground into place. Autolocks engaged with a thunderous clank. Ring integrity restored. Alarms cut to green. Bystanders cheered. Row 10 arrived in person, optics wide. "You held physics at bay. Manual force on a 5-meter spindle? Models predict structural failure." Kincaid dusted gloves. "Team effort. Good reroute, Dockmaster." Cellier activated his diary implant. Log. Cycle 48. Addendum. Cargo ring failure, post-impact cascade. Human Kincaid anchors severed tension line manually, exceeds civilian strength parameters by factor of 4, improvises leverage from scrap to realign spindle, averting total breach. Coalition bystanders saved. Human normal registers as emergency response capability. Jaal stormed the observation deck minutes later. His scales bristled crimson. Footage incoming to Council. This brute force on critical infrastructure. Covert militarization. Humans escalate every crisis. Cellier thrust his unedited log crystal forward. "View it, Director. Unfiltered. Kincaid saved your station. Sabotage traces linked to your aid. Now this vessel, signatures match fringe separatists. Friends of Krell?" Jaal's claws snatched the crystal. Hollow feed played. Kincaid's grip on the cable, sparks flying. The lever heave. Spindle halting. Bystanders rescue. The silence stretched. Jaal's crests drooped. She held it, alone? With aid, Cellier said. But initiation human. No escalation. Competence under pressure. Row 10 nodded. Metrics updated. Human integration. Priority. Sanction push retracted. Council retracts query. Provisional ally status. Cellier crested gold. Respect solidified. Humans didn't boast. They acted. Fixed what broke. Kincaid joined them, scanning scans. Vessel secured. Boarding teams report. Smuggler rig rigged with more saboteur tech. Ring safe. Sarah logged the concession. Protocols shifted. No more underestimation. A new ping echoed. Subtle from the vessel's core. Radiation spike. Kincaid's eyes narrowed. That's no smuggler. Core breach imminent. Evac protocols? Celia froze. The real cascade began. Kincaid bolted for the access hatch. Core's flooding radiation B. Seal it manual. Now. Celia clutched his log slate, crests flaring. Alarms wailed across the docking ring. Coalition workers scrambled, tentacles flailing toward evac pods. The human ignored them. She yanked a plasma torch from her belt and sliced the hatch lock. Steam billowed out, hot and acrid. "Stay back!" Kincaid barked. She plunged inside. Celia peered through the gap. Glow panels flickered. Kincaid gripped a buckled coolant pipe, muscles straining under her suit. She twisted a valve with bare hands. Hiss turned to sputter. Radiation meters dipped.
Row 10 arrived. Optics wide.
Human! That's 500 rads per cycle. Suits fail in there. Kincaid emerged, wiping sweat. Sealed. Breach contained. Get teams to vent the excess. Cellular logged it. Human normal, breach containment solo. He pinged the council feed. Live stream active. Witnesses, mark this. Jaw shoved through the crowd, claws slashing air. Enough. This vessel, human tech? Sabotage or not, their fixes mimic assault protocols. Council votes now. Reclassify humans as high risk. Sanctions inbound. Holoscreens bloomed around the deck. Galactic feeds lit up. Thousands tuned in from core worlds. Cellular stepped forward, slate raised. Director, evidence first. He slotted the log crystal. Projections flared. Sabotage traces on the spindle. Chemical signatures matching the vessel's core rig. Your aides, Prince, Jal, Fringe separatists. Krell allies. Humans detected it. Fixed it. Saved us. Gasps rippled through bystanders. A Vexari engineer clutched his salvaged limb. She hauled me out. Human strength routine for them? Jal's scales paled. Coincidence. Their brute interventions escalate threats. Kincaid crossed her arms. Escalation? We train for this. No special status. Share our drills instead. Mixed crews, human tools, your safety nets. Train together. Cellular crested amber opportunity. Proposal logged. Vote integration over isolation. Council proxies flickered in. Reclassification motion tabled. Present human risk assessment.
Jal lunged at the console. Negative.
Censure humanity. Covert militarization proven. Celia blocked him with an outstretched limb. Witness statements signed. He beamed files, Roten's metrics log, Vexary testimonies, even Jal's own bystanders. They testify. Humans saved lives. No boasts. Action. Roten nodded, mandibles clicking. My docs run now. Human improv, 40% faster repairs. Integrate. Feeds exploded. Saved workers speak. Alien voices piled on. A cluster of rescued techs waved scarred appendages. Human held the spindle.
We live because. Ja recoiled.
Proxies murmured. Cellular seized the gap. Amend the clause. Cultural exchange. Human resilience as shared infrastructure. Not weapon. Joint protocols. Treat it like gravity wells or plasma storms. Standardize. Kincaid leaned in. We bring torque wrenches rated for your alloys. You bring precision sensors. Crews, cross-train. No hierarchies. Cellular documented the pivot. Humans humbled capability into tools. Jal's crest sagged. Provisional exchange approved. Sanctions withdrawn. Hollow votes tallied green. Cheers erupted. Cellular felt his own scales smooth. Respect etched in protocol. No more assumptions. Humans acted. Fixed. Collaborated. But a new alert pinged his slate. Private channel from the vessel's black box data. Not smugglers. Coordinated strike. More signatures inbound. Kincaid's gaze met his. That's a fleet pattern. They're not done. Cellular froze. The real war loomed. Kincaid grabbed her kit. Dock defenses up. Your call, Envoy. Exchange starts now. Cellular activated full council link. All stations. Human protocols active. Test incoming! Scanner screamed. Shadows detached from the system's edge. Separatist drones, armed, hot. Coalition fleets mobilized too slow. Roten barked orders. Human lead on improv barricades. Kincaid vaulted a rail, torch reignited. Patterns theirs. Mirror it. We block the veins. Celiar followed, logging every move. Workers rallied behind her. A Gruul heavy lifter matched her pace, hauling girders. Your strength inspires, human. Not strength, Kincaid grunted, welding a shield plate. Drones swarmed closer. Lasers kissed the ring's hull. Celiar ducked sparks. Kincaid stood firm, directing fire teams. One drone veered straight at the core they'd just sealed. Caught its strut midair, wrenched it off course. It exploded harmlessly in the void. Bystanders gaped. Celiar crested gold. Logged. Human normal mid-void intercept. Jal watched from cover, silent. Row 10 slapped a control. Shields at 80%. Human tweaks held. Podcast, fleet signatures arrived. Coalition heavies. Drones scattered. But the black box whispered more. Mothership, cloaked, powering weapons. Kincaid scanned the data. Big one. Exchange clause covers this? Celiar nodded. Joint command. You're a lead on breach response. Hours on blockade. She grinned, faint. Deal. The mothership decloaked, guns hot. Celiar gripped his slate. Respect forged in fire. Not words. But this blaze tested them all.